You don't have to get right in it.
Hello, Mike. Oh, there is it.
Just talk normal.
Hello and welcome. Well, it's not picking up. So, we're just testing this thing. Prince Charming bought it. So,
We got a microphone here, so we thought we would test it out and see if it
welcome,
improves
welcome, welcome.
improves the
Let
quality of
me get my
sound.
phone.
What?
I'll go get get the phone.
We want to see how well this microphone's picking up and if we need to make some adjustments. So, hello to everybody out there. We hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Here in the United States, it is Saturday. Saturday morning. I guess in the Philippines, it's Saturday night.
Um, yeah.
Oh, that sounds like it's coming through clear.
Yes. I don't know why. This one is this.
I don't think you have to get real close. I think this is close enough.
Yeah. Okay.
Just speak up.
So, oh, nobody's here yet. But
We're in
Louisiana is phase 1, reopening phase 1. Houston is phase 2, which is like 50% open. But Louisiana is still phase 1, so it's only 25%. And so just be careful when you're traveling. Hotel that you're going to stay in, and they're not serving hot breakfast because it's the social distancing would be hard in the breakfast area of a hotel. So they're providing grab and go breakfast, and it's not hot breakfast, but it's okay.
and the pool is closed to public, she said, for another 2 weeks. And the fitness room is closed also. So these are things we didn't realize, but we had to work around our holidays too. So it's okay. Where we are at is a location approximately halfway from each of our homes. So it's not such a long drive for either one of us. Takes a little
5
over 5
hours.
hours, maybe,
That's without traffic.
if the traffic's not too bad. And if you saw Carmela's piece she just posted this morning, driving, you could see how crazy the truck drivers get a little bit. It makes you nervous. And I ran into that a little bit too. So,
Welcome, welcome. Yes, we are updating our trip from Texas to Louisiana. We are now in Louisiana in this hotel. We have suites, what do you call it? With the kitchen and, kitchenette type. But it's good. The only thing is they're only reopening phase 1. America have phase 3. Phase 1 is only reopened 25%. Phase 2 is reopened 50%, which is not all businesses are open. So then, but Louisiana only have phase 1 right now, which we didn't know that, right, baby?
right.
So we're in the hotel right now, and there's really not much to go visit. They're sightseeing around here, or they said maybe the trail is open, and but the pool is not, and it's just, well, we're just playing safe. We have indoor activities, I guess, here in our hotel. We're like having the lots of board game, I guess, and
Just spending some time together, relaxing, and doing something light from our busy work schedules. And
yeah, since it's Memorial holiday, so we decided to meet halfway. He drove from Georgia to here in Louisiana, and I drove from Texas to here, which is more than 5 hours to drive. without the traffic. I mean, well, slowy because of the truckers.
So, anyways, we wanted to. Looks like we've got 4 people online. So,
Yes.
hello. Is there anybody saying? Nobody's saying anything. I guess on the
No, they're not
chat.
yet. I mean, they're busy. I guess they're just on the background. But you guys
Okay.
are welcome to whatever questions you may have. And yes, this is our third time meeting here in Louisiana. That's, I mean, we both put in some effort in this LDR that we have. And yeah, it's, you had to, LDR is sacrifice, a lot of sacrifice you have to do also. I mean, at least we're only within the United States, but it would be really hard if Philippines and from here, you know.
Oh yes,
You
can
can't
be almost
you can't
impossible.
you can't meet halfway, of course. That's why you're gonna have to, when you go visit, you have to get married.
Okay, I'm from Philippines
Philadelphia.
or Philadelphia. Coronavirus is still bad. Okay,
Oh, in Philadelphia.
that's
So
in.
you guys still not reopening, huh? Your state. Over here in Louisiana, like I said, we're only on phase one, which we didn't know that. Texas is phase two, so which is 50% reopening. So we can't really do much here in Louisiana right now because it's only phase one and we had to play safe. So more likely either we had to go to the trail or
Not even phase one. Wow. So y'all, are you still supposed to stay at home and not go out anywheres? That would be interesting to know.
us here, we're having to go to Walmart because again, like uh me, I'm so like I want sanitize, you know. So we went to Walmart last night and I had to like use the disinfectant here in our hotel because I just want to make sure that we're safe. But how is like, okay, not even phase one, so everything is shut down there, like, you know, make sure you only go out for if you go to the grocery store, is that it? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, thank you for coming to our live. There is five. Again, we are in Louisiana and it's reopening only phase one. Camera Road Drone. Hello, watching. I'm English in Japan.
Japan. Well, hello,
Well,
Japan.
hello. How is Japan?
Wow.
Is it still shut down in Japan? Welcome to our live streaming.
Yes.
He sells 77 only grocery store. Oh wow. When
Okay.
did Philadelphia shut down? Started shutting down?
I think
I
they're
guess
close to New York, so they probably had to take
oh,
extra precautions.
only grocery store.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Texas, we shut down. I think it was in February the 25th. So that's a long time that we shut down. So now we are reopening because there's really not much cases compared to other states, and we're doing good. You know,
Can row
very
draw.
relaxed here. Oh,
Can
really?
row draw.
So is everything in Japan reopening now? Do they have toilet paper? I haven't seen it for 8 weeks. Actually,
Yes.
last night at Walmart,
We saw a good bit at Walmart here in Louisiana. I've been
yes,
seeing it in
and
Georgia
we
now.
even found sanitizer. They do have a lot here in Walmart in Louisiana.
Right.
I mean, under phase one, right? Yeah, and surprised because in Texas we couldn't, for months and months we couldn't find toilet paper and hand sanitizer, but we found it here in Louisiana. I'm surprised.
So, our friend in Japan, are you? You said it's very relaxed there. So, are people able to get back to normal life, uh, such as work and church or uh, different activities? That would be interesting because Japan's close to China.
Yeah, well, it's close to the Philippines also.
Yeah.
It's, I guess it's only 5 or 6. I'm not sure how many hours to fly from Philippines to Japan.
But
But yeah, I was stunned to find even a hand sanitizer here.
now, up till real recently, they were limiting us to like one package of toilet paper and one package of paper towels at Walmart. Even water at first, bottled water was even being, kind of rationed. But lately, I've seen a lot more bottled water in, so it's coming. Your issue may be transportation. I don't know if they're having trouble. I work for a transportation company, and there may be a lot of drivers that don't want to go to states like New York and others that have a high rate of cases for the virus. So that may be part of the issue, just getting drivers to bring to
I work
willing
for
to bring it.
UPS. Oh, UPS is essential. So basically, you have been working all this time.
Yes.
Me too. I work as an essential, but we do get double pay. Does UPS pay more during this shutdown?
Well, that's not our business, but
No, because the grocery store they pay like Aldi's, Walmart, they have pay more like $2 more, I think. I mean, it's good question, honey. I know it's not our business, but
we understand some states are still a lot more restrictive than others. I think California is one of them. New York still. Florida is opening up. They're relaxed more. You already had the corona and no hazard pay. Wow, now that is surprising.
I already had corona.
Wow, how was
Whoa.
it? Was it pretty rough? Some people say that it's not too bad, and some say that the virus really is bad. So we would.
I'm sorry to hear that you have a corona. Where did you think got it? If you work for UPS, from maybe packages from the surfaces, or you were around with people, or not wearing masks or gloves, PPE. I mean,
personal protection
Yeah.
equipment.
I mean, I have been working all this shutdown, but luckily we don't.
Mild symptoms.
Oh, well, I hope you get better. What are the symptoms do you have, if you may wanna share? Because in the beginning, nobody wear or mask. Really? I mean, the UPS never really provided any like mask, or some people still able to buy masks, right? I mean,
well, we had a shortage of them, but early on, I tried to get masks and I couldn't get them.
drone, yes, just a normal day here, but I'm not in Tokyo area.
Oh, okay.
So there's not much of cases in Japan for this. I had a sore throat for 5 days. That was the worst for me.
Okay.
Ah.
Well, I had a extended friend in my town that did get it, and she was in the hospital for a month. She was on life support for about 3 weeks, and is now off of life support and in a rehabilitation facility. But now she is elderly, so I'm thinking she's probably 65 to 70 years of age, and probably, I think, was diabetic, had other issues. So I think for some people who have already serious health conditions, the coronavirus is a very serious infection that they will have, a harder time getting over.
I have this wrong. Let's road trip with supposed to be with us from Texas.
Well, you can edit it later.
Yeah.
I guess. We're still getting used to this YouTube and typing and everything on it, so bear with us.
We appreciate you guys coming and share. I mean, that's good to know. You really did not know where you got
Well, if he's
virus, huh? And maybe not having mask, or they said sometimes airborne, but slightly maybe, but more likely on surfaces in, because the sneeze travel, I forgot how many miles it was supposedly,
miles,
I mean, like,
probably feet, you mean?
I don't know, but I wish I just put it all. I mean, I was listening to the doctor
Yeah.
every time there was a White House briefing. Oh, you know where? Well, that's good to know. But in Japan, that would be nice there if it's just normal in Japan. That would.
I would like to just kind of interject in this conversation. Everybody is so upset about the coronavirus, and I understand it is a serious virus, but statistically, it is a very high rate of recovery. 98%, maybe a little bit more, 99, depending on your age group and everything. So we focus on the 1 to 2% that doesn't make it, but that's about what normal influenza statistics are, anyways. So I would like to just kind of focus the that majority of people are going to recover. It is serious, and we should use precautions, definitely. But if it's not like the end of the world for most people. So I think the news media tends to dwell on the negative and really hype it up and make it sound like this is the black or bubonic plague or some terrible, and it is bad if you have health problems already. If you have that will complicate recovery. But I think for majority of us, it's going to set us back a couple weeks maybe. And
I only talk to one person without mask.
okay.
Well, if you're like 6 feet away, I don't know.
Other question, and real quick, and then we are on this microphone. We would like to get a little feedback. Is it loud enough? Are we talking too loud? Not loud enough? Do we need to move the microphone closer or farther away? If you don't mind giving us just a little feedback on this.
Drone, good job you are doing. Oh, thank you.
Mic is perfect. Okay.
Oh, okay. Appreciate that.
Because we didn't invest in a real expensive microphone, but we didn't get the cheapest either. Just kind of middle of the road.
Yeah, others would have like a headset, or I mean, like, but this is good enough.
Well, we didn't want something too complicated because Texas mom here didn't need something too complicated to try to figure out. We wanted something relatively easy and simple to use, and not have to spend a lot of time tweaking stuff just to use it.
Yeah, I'm not very good of technology.
We're still learning. If you're new and you don't know, we've been talking for about 2 years, and we met on a Christian dating site, and we started emailing at first, and then we realized we could talk on the phone, and we did. We shared phone numbers.
We FaceTime every day.
FaceTime, and she lives in Texas. I live in the state of Georgia, and
yeah, I've been in the States for more than 18 years now.
And you are a citizen now of the
yeah,
United
been
States.
divorced for almost 6 years, since 2014. So I don't know how many years that is.
And
I have 2 boys, and you have 4 boys.
4. Mine are grown. So I'm 52 and
44 here.
44.
And I have lived in Texas for 18 years. And my boys are 12 and 10 years old, and raised my own. I have no family here in United States or in Texas. They are all in the Philippines. So I'm glad we met.
we've been very happy, and we are engaged now.
Yes, we're
So in
2 or 3 months engaged
March,
since March. Yes.
middle of March. So we've not set an official date, but my I have a home I have to sell in Georgia, and I'm getting it prepared to put it on the market here, hopefully by fall. And then the goal is hopefully to move it once I can sell it. I hope I can sell it within a reasonable amount of time, maybe in the spring or by this time next year. And then once it's sold, I'll move to Texas. We'll get married and uh,
Buy a house.
buy a house together and start our life together. So
Unfortunately, he's the one that have to sacrifice and give up everything, his job and his house, and
thank you.
start all over again. But
Well, it's easier for me because I don't have young children that take out of school, and
yes,
I
had to
understand
move
that.
and drag the kids. Like if I had to move to his house into his states and give up my job,
Right.
they wouldn't be wise because my kids are still in school, meaning like elementary, and I have a good job in Texas anyway.
She works
So
for the city government, and it is a good job. So we hate for her
good
to lose
retirement, yes.
that.
So
Good benefits.
it's okay if you don't get a job for a year or two. You just have to like save up, I guess. Enough.
Well, I'm not one of these people that likes to stay at home and do nothing. So I'm going to be hopefully doing lawn work or something. If I have to use my own lawnmower and go cut grass for a couple months, I will. But
we're gonna be okay. We're not gonna be like rich or anything, but as long as we can eat 3 times a day and able to pay our bills every month, that's all it matters. Because when you're gone, you can't bring all of that with you anyway. So just enough to live.
well, when you find the right person, you can make sacrifices and because of love, and
yeah,
and
everything will just work itself.
We're not very materialistic people, so we don't have to have the fanciest car and house and that kind of stuff.
Well, luckily we both have dependable cars anyway.
Yes,
and
but
for a long time we do not need to replace our car. Hopefully it will stay for another 10 years.
Yeah.
Or more.
But we appreciate you guys taking a few minutes of your time while we were testing out our equipment here. This was going to be just a short session. We were planning on doing several of these this weekend, and maybe have some more time together. But appreciate hearing from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Philadelphia is a great historical place for our country. Basically, our country was birthed in Philadelphia through our founding fathers. Many people don't realize that, but that's where the Continental Congress began to meet and come together with a plan on how to build the 13 colonies into a single nation.
Wow.
So it was a lot of historical. I've never been there, but I've read about it, and I'm sure our friend there that works for the UPS could give us a good tour if we ever went to visit.
The 13 colonies, including Georgia, of course, South Carolina, North Carolina, New York, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island,
Maine,
Massachusetts, I think.
Yeah.
Maine, yes. I know 13, so
pretty much the eastern seaboard, as we call it. And so, in fact, I'm wearing this shirt because we have
Memorial Day
coming. This is representation of the original Betsy Ross flag, who Betsy Ross came up with this design, and the Congress approved it to be used.
Betsy Ross, she's the educational secretary.
No, this
of education.
No, this lady Betsy Ross that made this.
Oh.
come up with the first American flag
Oh, a long time. That's the
back in
history. Okay.
1700s.
Is that a Rush? Yes, he
Yes.
is. Oh my gosh. Always with Rush Limbaugh every day.
I hope you like him. I love him.
Thank God you're Republican, sounds like.
Well, if you're on a UPS truck, maybe you get to listen to the show.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about what's going on now? Now it's gonna be politics.
Oh, we're not here. We don't need to talk about
I like
politics,
Alex
honey.
Jones. Oh, I don't know who's Alex Jones. Do you know?
Alex, I've heard the name, but I'm not. Is he local there
Let me
in
use.
Philadelphia? I'm not. I've heard of the name, but I've never actually heard or watched him. Well, anyways, we're pleased and glad that everybody's here, and I'm a lifelong American. Yeah, there you go, El Rushbo. I've followed Rush Limbaugh since 1992, and a friend of mine that I went to play golf with was a preacher in our town, and he says, "Hey, you need to get on the radio and listen to this guy." So I found the radio station, tuned in, and I was a little taken aback at first, but the more I listened, the more I realized how much I agreed with him. So uh, I've been following Rush for many years now. But
Mega Datos. You are great,
thank
guys.
you,
Oh, thank you.
thank you. Our friend in Japan would be interested to know a little more about you. If you have a second or two to type, what do you do there? Are you
Yeah.
married? Are you man or
I
woman?
can't find your channel. For some reason, this YouTube nowadays is not easy to. Oh,
drone.
yeah, because before you only had to click their name and it goes to their channel, but it doesn't. Now it's not the same anymore.
Well, that's it
him.
right there, isn't it?
You have 981 subscribers. We are already a friend.
Oh,
Like we are already connected.
I don't think
It doesn't show.
Yeah, the light glare.
But we are connected already. See, I have subscribe you.
So he has a drone. Wow, that's
Yeah,
neat.
Sunday morning short flight Mavic camera drone. Wow, 2 weeks ago.
I've been looking at those online, and there's so many to see. I would love to have a little drone that we could do pictures and stuff, or do some of our
He is
YouTube.
on radio at noon.
I guess he's talking about Rush Limbaugh,
Oh, okay.
because that's when I hear him.
Yeah, this is nice. And now we can see this is in Japan. You have a drone, and
Yeah, we'll have to check that out.
I will be, because I know we're connected already. I don't know if I'm connected on your end, but let me see.
That's neat.
Look at that Sunday morning short flight.
Wow,
That's nice. Tsunami Defense Mavic Pro. A long tsunami defense. Defense, yeah.
Okay, are you a native? Are you native Japanese, or are you expat, or a foreigner living over there? That would be, just as out of curiosity. Never been to Japan before, but they tell me the cost of living is pretty high, so you better
It's just
be
like
prepared.
California, I guess. Just like here in United States, I guess.
I have my son had a roommate that's in the military over there, the United States military, and he's doing a tour in Japan right now. Young man, about 27 years old. And
wow, this is nice now. They rebuilt it.
Tsunami defense. I guess that's like a wall.
Yeah. And the water is right there on the right, and it's nice to have a drone, huh? You see everything.
Yeah, they have so many different kinds, but some you better know how to fly. There's a little more.
Yeah, because this is like a road here, and then there's also on top right here on the left.
Mm.
That's nice. That's neat.
Yeah, I was looking for something simple to hover and follow and not be too.
English in Japan.
Oh, okay.
What's that?
Yeah. So you're English speaking in Japan. Are you from the United Kingdom or another English speaking country? Okay. Well, who are those people? Well, we've got
Yes,
we're
he
down
said
to.
he's English from United Kingdom, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like English. Well, that's one of the reason. Well, I came to United States because I work for English couple. I was a nanny, and they were living in my country in the Philippines. And well, her husband is from United Kingdom, and she is from Dominican Republic. But of course, they met in England because she went to college there in England. And so I guess they met there and they got married. And he worked for Rolls Royce company. So they were assigned, or he was assigned in Asia. So they ended up in the Philippines. And so, well, they had two children. So they needed two nannies, one nanny each child. So I was one of them. And I was lucky to travel with them all over the world. And yes, I love the British accent.
Yes, I definitely do not have that accent.
He's got a Georgia
Mine's
accent. And I have all kinds of accent.
yeah. We don't know what yours is, do we?
Yeah. I speak 4 dialect.
Several. Yeah.
Yes. So sometimes it's people think, where are you from? People think that I am from Mexico because of my accent.
Well, my people are from the United Kingdom. My family originally immigrated from the UK, which was Great Britain, I guess, in those days. And I've never been there to visit, but maybe one day, one year, we ever get
Yeah.
to do some traveling when the kids are grown.
Right. Right now it's we're only doing short trips.
Did you know that the state of Georgia, which was a colony, was named after King George?
Oh, I never
He
know
was the
that.
king at the time.
It's good to know. Yeah.
So Georgia was named in his honor.
But why is it Georgia and not George?
I don't know.
United States of George. Yeah.
You know, that was a couple hundred years ago. So the English language changes over time too. So sometimes the spelling changes in our English dictionaries for different words. And I know I've heard that the British use some different terms than we do in America. Um, I think I've heard in the British called a policeman a bobby. We do not use that here in America. We just we say a policeman. I think flashlight is referred to as a torch. Some people call it a torch over there.
In English, I mean in England, yeah, they call it torch.
Torch. We use
just like the toilet, they call it a loo.
A loo. Okay.
Yeah. So and you don't say comfort room to use a bathroom, because a comfort room is where you can relax and lay down and be comfort.
Yeah.
You had to say toilet. You need to use toilet. That means it's very specific that you're gonna use toilet instead of saying comfort room or bathroom.
Well,
because if you say bathroom, then you're gonna wanna take a bath.
Oh, but now we don't use comfort room in America. I mean, that's not in English. That must be Philippine.
Yeah, we use our bathroom or restroom
Okay.
CR, like comfort room,
Oh.
instead of saying restrooms. Over here, they use the word restrooms for bathrooms, right?
Mhm. But we don't really rest in it. So I
Right,
don't
we
know
don't
why we
rest.
call it that.
Exactly. Why not just say toilets, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We have
Maybe
you have family in Australia. Now that's a country I would like to go see. If I ever get to,
Australia have the same English or accent like UK, right?
well, they
Just
were
like
a
the
part of the
Geico, yeah.
yeah, they were part of the British Empire.
Oh, I heard Australia have a lot of snakes, right? In the geography, or was it the documentary? Ooh,
Well, but their
snakes.
snakes are everywhere,
Yeah.
pretty much, except the cold north. And I
Mm,
lived in Alaska for 10 years when I was a child, and we had no snakes in Alaska.
because it's cold.
So now it could be today. There are a couple that people have pets in their houses, I'm sure, but not out in the wild. They can't survive in the wild. It's too cold.
Heasel 77. Are you still there? Now, I have family in Israel. How long have you been in Japan? Camero, drone, or are you a resident there in Japan already, or you still go back to where was he come? Oh, to England, because he said English in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Philadelphia is still shut down. Only groceries.
I've heard on the news that people are getting a little tired of it too. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Should be opening up
I
soon.
mean, that's the. I mean, I don't know how this whole year would be like very sad year. And I really am hoping that the school will be back to normal comes, like, I know school should be back in August, but I don't know
Yeah, I
how.
think a lot of our southern states, the schools will be open. Hopefully, in some of the northern states, they'll be able to ease it open too.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think that the young children are going to be as much of a risk. I don't know. I think it's mainly the elderly people with health problems that are at greatest risk. So hopefully they'll let the children go back to school.
Well, have you heard that there's supposed to be other virus that's threat to the kids too?
Well, there's
They
always going to
showed
be
it.
something. I mean, in every
Or
every year
that's
there's
actually
something.
the same virus they're talking about.
There's some kind of new strain of the influenza or something. This is nothing new.
Yeah.
We can't live in fear the rest of our lives that somebody's going to get sick and succumb to some illness.
Yeah, but it's, we always had to play safe.
Anyways,
Because I mean, a lot of people do not want to reopen because they said it's too risky, it's too soon. But a lot of people want to get back to normal because, again, where do they get money to pay their bills and the rent? And that's why this woman in Texas, she opened her hair salon, even though it wasn't the right time yet, but
she got in trouble for
she
it.
got locked up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's still the case is now in Supreme Court.
Well, it's going to be 20 years. Okay, in Japan. That's a long
Wow.
time.
Yeah. Like me here, I have 2 more years and I'll be in United States for 20 years,
20.
half of my life
Yeah.
almost. I have not been home. Have you been back to UK? He said UK, right?
I Not sure.
English in English in Japan, so I don't know.
He's got family in Australia, so maybe he's from Australia.
Yeah. But what was I saying? Yeah, it's like all of us have our own responsibility to basically to protect yourself from this, like we already know, like at work, okay, we don't wear masks because we all have been screened before we start our day. So for not wearing masks around your workplace, well, we all know that the people do not have any temperatures, I mean, like fever, so me, like every day going to work, I don't really wear mask because we have been screened before we start our day. So I feel safe. And then we sanitize the whole building with disinfectant. So, my workplace is actually the safest, I would think, than me going anywhere else besides my
Yeah,
workplace.
you're probably at greater risk at the grocery store or
Mm-hmm.
Walmart or
Like
something.
last night, there were a lot of people.
Um,
I mean, he's still 7-7. Are they restricting Walmart or stores like in your store way back like 3 weeks ago? They're only allowing what, 5 people at a time or 10 people?
not very many. Yeah.
Yeah, because here in Texas. We went through that phase also. They're only allowing, let's say, 10 people at a time in HEB or Walmart.
No, I
No,
can't
can't
afford the
afford
flight.
flight.
Well, I
Same
imagine
thing
it's
here.
expensive. Yeah.
Same thing here. That's why I have not been back. When
Oh,
my kids have not been in the Philippines either. It's just so expensive.
yeah.
Yeah.
You
So
know, I think that if you're sick, you need to quarantine yourself. That's only common sense. And you don't need to be out exposing other people. But if you're healthy, that's fine. You're not putting other people at risk if you're healthy. Um,
true.
it's
So I mean, you're also helping not to spread it to other people, so it will not be spreading all over the place. And
well, it's just common sense. If I'm sick, I'm not gonna, go to work and bring it to my coworkers or
yeah, I mean,
whatever. I mean,
even at work, actually, even though we have to be screened every day with our temperature, but people are coughing also. So what about the cough? So I noticed that lady on the fifth floor in a planning department. She was coughing, and I noticed this week she's not at work. I guess people complain that why she's coughing and she's at work. I mean, that's what my
and it may not even be this. It could
right,
be
but
from
people are
smoking or
just
something
trying to
unrelated.
be cautious. So
Yeah.
because one of the symptoms supposedly is coughing. So if you have high temperature or either one of those, or if you're coughing, then you shouldn't come to work, or you have high temperature, you shouldn't come to work
Well, yeah.
because they are saying we have this virus, we don't even know it. So what
Mhm.
if we spread it, even though the cough that we have is not really.
Well, that's true for the flu or anything. I mean, you just
Yeah, so we just
you
had
that
we don't
first
want to
day or two, you may not realize you have it, and you could be
spreading it.
spreading it. But
But I understand that, like me, I have to work, and if I claim, I don't
well,
know.
and I'm not against taking vaccines. I mean, I would if there was a vaccine out for this. I certainly would. But I have not been taking the yearly flu vaccine for uh, 15, 20 years, and I haven't got I mean, I've never got it. But some people are probably more at risk and they need to be taking precautions. And I
Yes,
don't think
and
that's a
we
problem.
appreciate Camero for coming and joining our live streaming. What time is it there in Japan? Because right now here in Louisiana, it is 8:42 in the morning, and it
Let's
is
see.
Saturday morning.
So it's probably,
Nighttime there in Saturday nighttime, I think.
I would think
In
so, yeah. They're ahead of us about 12 hours, maybe, roughly.
maybe. I'm not so sure.
I don't know if they're same time as Philippines or.
They're probably different. I'm not sure if Japan and Philippines is the same. Philippines right now would be like 9 o'clock in the evening, or almost 10 o'clock in the evening. 22:42. What's that, honey?
22:42 UTC.
That's military time.
Yeah, that's.
I'm not good at it.
Well, it would be 8:42. I think our PM. I think it's 8:42.
Yeah.
So that's about 12 hours. So in Japan, are the people there? Everybody wearing a face mask when they go out in public?
That's 10:42 p.m.
10:42 p.m. Okay,
Yeah. So it's like Philippines. They have Philippine
about the
time.
same time. Okay.
Yep. No, actually, they're like an hour ahead in the Philippines. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right. I think it is 10:42 p.m. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how the whole world has responded to this crisis.
Which is good that where Camero is, he said it's just like normal. So that's wow,
Yeah,
that's great.
but
You can go
he's not in
anywhere.
he's not in Tokyo now. I imagine the big cities they have to be more
Yeah.
cautious. Um, I'm not in Tokyo. Okay. Interesting historical thing in my family. My grandfather was in the Army, United States Army, during World War II, and he was a part of the army that went in and rescued the Philippines from the during the war, and then it was sent to Japan later, and spent about a year and a half in Japan after the peace, with the Japanese government, and so. He didn't talk too much about Japan. I think they were pretty well separate. They had to stay on base and kind of keep to themselves. But he did bring back a samurai sword.
Really?
From the Japanese
Wow.
souvenir he got, and so I gave it to my oldest son, who was very interested in that when my grandfather passed away. And so we gave that to my oldest son.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
What does it look like? Do you have picture though?
No. It looks like a sword to me, but anyways. Oh, well, why don't we cut this off and let's get on a little bit later. Maybe we'll have a little Bible study or something.
Yeah, later tonight.
And
well, they're still there, honey.
We appreciate you guys checking in with us and giving us some feedback on this new microphone. There's a little button on top that you can press it when you need to mute it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So like if you press it, and it goes right back to picking up the sound. So
yeah, if we have the headset, we can put it
plug it in
here
there,
so nobody can. But I don't know.
I mean, nobody can hear anything now except them.
Right, I can't hear.
Chat. Now, if we were doing that StreamYard,
yes.
yeah,
Yeah, how I don't know how would that work. I mean this on StreamYard.
Oh, it should work fine.
Hmm.
And you may want to use a headphone in that case.
Yeah.
But
um hmm.
so, okay, so our friend in Japan does not sound like he doesn't wear the face mask, but a lot of other people do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't like to wear it either.
I can't breathe on
I,
that thing.
I think, was it last night when,
Yeah,
where
but
did
we
we
did
go?
Walmart.
Was it Walmart we put it on?
No, we didn't put it on. We
No.
have it with us, but we didn't put it on.
Let's see. I went in somewheres the other day. I put it on just briefly
Really?
because I wasn't sure. It makes some people. Now, if I was on an airplane or confined space, I would if I had to make a flight in the public. But when I came back from Texas in March, it was just when this thing was starting to take the world, it's kind of like everybody was talking about it. I was afraid I wouldn't even be able to fly home. I'd have to drive, get a rental car. But I was able to. And the lady next to me on the flight wore a face mask. And two or three people on the plane did. But I'm sure now, it's probably required. But it was sort of you know, kind of
Yeah.
the outset of it. And but if you can get outside in the sunshine and the heat, I think you're safer for it.
Mm-hmm. They were saying that it can kill it if we are in direct heat or direct
Yeah.
sun.
And
Light.
in the South, particularly where we live, it's starting to heat up. We've had 1 or 2 days it's hit 90 degrees, and it's only going to get hotter. We get 95, 98, 100-degree days. So I feel like uh, people will be able to go back out to the beaches and activities, swimming and things like that. When it gets like that, it's be pretty safe. If I was sick, I wouldn't even want to be out in the heat. I'd want to stay in bed. So I think
Yeah.
most sick people would stay home.
Well, I mean, if you're sick in this virus, it probably be better if you're in the heat to kill it.
Yeah,
Don't you think? Well,
just.
we have
But I
four.
mean, you probably wouldn't feel like going to the beach, or
Well,
you might
babe,
want to just sit
there's
in your
something
yard.
about salty water that can heal.
Yeah.
Because when I was a girl, I had, I don't know, just blood in the stool and no cure. I mean, no going to the doctor. But for some reason, I got that went away.
Mm,
All I did is just greasy,
greasy.
greasy. What is that?
I'm not sure
What did
what
we
that
tell?
means.
Yeah.
It may be a.
There's four in the background. Thank you so much, guys. The four. I mean, y'all can also chat. I mean, if you have any questions, um, we're just trying this our mic and see how it works. I don't even know if it sounds good actually. I mean, I can go and listen there in the bathroom from this one.
Yeah, we'll check it out here in a little bit when we get.
Stay here and I'll go listen to the. I'm curious. What
Listen
is
to me
that?
talk by myself.
Yeah, just talk to Camero. See, I'll go in.
Camero, if you don't mind me asking, I'd be interested to know what is the make of your drone that you use. In like, is it a 4K video, 1080p, or 720? Do you have any recommendations for a novice that does not know how to fly one or use it? Um, so any tips on that would be, if you don't mind and you have time and feel like be interested in any tips or recommendations for a newcomer. kind of what I would like to have is a drone that we could use to incorporate in our YouTube channel here in the future, where we could take aerial shots and video feed if we go out on a nature walk, something that would maybe hover at a certain altitude or follow us as we're walking. There's just so much on the market right now that it's kind of overwhelming when you start to okay, Mavic Pro. Now I have seen that on Amazon when I was looking at them. So I'll have to study that one out a little bit. A couple years ago, I was in Alaska visiting my mother one summer, and I took my two oldest sons, and we went hiking up on a local glacier close to my mom's house. And there was a family from Europe. I think they were from Belgium, one of those little countries in Europe. Father, mother, and twin teenage kids. Well, we got up on the glacier, and the father took out of his backpack this drone, and he hooked it up to his cell phone. And in 2 or 3 minutes, that thing was buzzing around us, and then it just hovered. He did something, and it just sat there, and for about 5 minutes. And so I asked him in broken English. He wasn't real, he wasn't American, so I had to kind of. But he told me that one he had cost a couple $1,000, 2,000 euros, I think is what he told me.
Ooh.
Well, I thought, well, that sounds like an expensive one to me, because
Euro?
I think it was 2,000 euros is what he told me.
Because euro money is high.
Worth more than American dollars.
I think, I'm not sure.
But it was a pretty good sized drone, and there was an area where there was melted glacier water in a little hole, kind of like a little pond, and the kids stripped down to their skivvies and they dived into the water. Of course, it was freezing cold. I'm like, you guys are crazy. But anyways, yeah, but I was pretty impressed with his drone. He said it had a really good camera on it, cam, and he could fly it with the cell phone and see on the screen, I guess, what the video feed was. So it was pretty neat. I'm sure they probably did it for YouTube too. So Mavic Pro, we'll look at that. Study that out.
We can fly the place to where we can't do videos.
Yeah, it'd be neat, on some of our outdoor videos, you could have it. And I subscribe to a couple of these channels that they fly little planes, like radio control planes, and they use these drones. So they'll send the little plane up in the area.
Pro is really cheap. Wow, but he's got a good videos.
It must be a good quality.
Yeah,
video.
he said really cheap, but I don't know what cheap for camera.
Oh, how did the sound?
It sounds good.
Does it sound okay? Okay, yeah. Good, excellent.
So yeah, I may have to look at that. He said it's cheap, but he's got a good videos on here.
Well, yeah, he's probably an expert flying those things.
I mean, he's got a lot.
Oh,
this is what it looks like.
Radio control card. Oh, it might have camera on it. Wow.
Is that the drone? Maybe.
No, drone flies. Oh. But that may have a cam on it too. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, they put them on all kinds of things. Wow. Now we're down to 2. Well, I think it's been about an hour. So why
Yeah.
don't we go ahead and call it quits for right now, and
Yeah,
we'll
we'll
get
back
back
again
together
later.
later.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us from Japan and Philadelphia, and
Yeah,
appreciate
in the background. That's only in the background. Appreciate it.
your
But we will be
feedback.
back later. Live again later.
Be
Thank
safe. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.